modern legal system, until the movers loaded the last box and sealed the truck's back doors. The truck pulled away to a cacophony of jeers and name-calling that did absolutely no real good at all, unless it made the crowd feel better, but how could it? Then the small crowd hushed as one of the doors of the 3-car garage slid open, and a black Mercedes sedan emerged. No one said a word until the Mercedes was upon them, gliding by on the wet street. Then Richard Baseball Cap yelled, "Murderer!" and the cry was taken up by the others, except for the off-duty cop in old blue jeans and a now-soaked Seahawks sweatshirt, who said not a word, even when the Mercedes rolled to a stop next to where he silently stood. The crowd hushed again as the heavily tinted window rolled down, revealing the face that haunted his dreams, asleep and awake. Cold, dark eyes narrowed, filled with unleashed fury. It was subhuman, the face and the eyes and the mouth that curved in a smug smile that he wanted to slice right off the subhuman face. Then the smug mouth spoke. "Go to hell, Davis," it said. "It's no less than I deserve. I'll meet you there," Davis returned through clenched teeth. The woman in the Mercedes' front passenger seat murmured something, and the subhuman raised the window. The engine gunned and the tires squealed against the wet asphalt as the Mercedes leapt forward, sending up a fine cloud of charred steam that burned his nose. And off they go, Davis thought. Off to have a life. Unfair, inequitable. A vicious, sadistic murderer robbed 4 teenage girls of their lives and was set free to have a life of his own. For now. Because soon enough the bloodlust would rise up again, and more girls would be at the murderer's mercy. More girls would die, because the murdering son of a bitch had no mercy. More girls would die. But the next time I'll be ready. The next time there would be no technicality. The next time the murdering, sadistic monster would pay. Neil Davis watched the Mercedes turn the corner at the end of the street, and then it was out of view. Next time, he vowed to the 4 girls. To himself, "I'll get him. He'll pay. I promise." 1. Present day. Raleigh, North Carolina. Monday, September 26th, 10 a.m. The fact that he'd seen more horrific scenes over the course of his career should have made this one easier to mentally process. Should have. It didn't. Special Agent Stephen Thatcher loosened his tie, but it didn't do a thing to help the flow of air to his lungs. It didn't do a thing to change what he'd found in the clearing after the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation received an anonymous tip leading them to this place. It certainly didn't do a thing to bring the poor dead woman back to life. So, Stephen centered the knot of his tie right over the lump in his throat. He stepped forward carefully, earning him a glare from the rookie forensics had sent because the rookie's boss had picked the week they discovered a gruesome, brutal murder to take a cruise to the Caribbean. Now, looking at the mangled corpse, heavily scavenged by whatever creatures lived in these woods, Stephen couldn't help wishing he were on a boat, far from civilization, too. "Watch your feet," the rookie cautioned from his hands and knees position on the grass next to the body, irritation in his voice. Kent Thompson was reputed to be quite good, but Stephen would hold his judgment. However, the fact Kent hadn't thrown up yet was a stroke in his favor. "Thank you for the lesson in crime scene investigation," Stephen replied dryly, and Kent's cheeks went redder than chili peppers. Kent sat back on his heels and looked away. "I'm sorry," he said quietly. "I'm frustrated. I've checked this entire area 3 times. Whoever left her here didn't leave anything else behind." "Maybe the ME will find something on the body," Stephen said. Kent sighed. "What's left of it?" He looked back at the corpse, clinical detachment on his face. But Stephen...